names, and then now it's like a brand almost. Sorry? Now it's a brand almost. It's mine. Yeah, now it's. I've met a few other Serindas, but only online, and I'm not sure if they were real.
So you want to talk a little bit? I mean, like,
Well, we have my husband.
oh my gosh,
Yes.
I'm recording all of you as well. I'm doing a podcast, so I'm just trying to collect the sounds of Comic-Con, if you don't mind.
We can make as many crazy sounds as you like.
All right, please do.
Say your name for the mic, our mics.
I am Anson Mount, M-O-U-N-T. John Stamos.
That's why we should just start going to the tables and just messing with everybody.
You talked a little bit, and I imagine you've talked a lot about the language that you both have, I guess, created for Black Bolt's character. And I'm actually a little bit more interested on the times, because you're an interpreter when Medusa's not around, for people to be able to stand. How are you doing the physicality of the character, expressing without words and without an interpreter? How do those scenes go for you? Because I imagine there is a point.
It's been an ongoing conversation because we've discussed Medusa isn't the only one. She knows the language better than anyone because we grew up together. But I've also known Karnak my whole life and known Maximus my whole life. There's people get it to different degrees, but even outside of that, it's kind of amazing how much we talk too much. We don't really need to say half of what we say. So it hasn't been too difficult. And Scott's a smart writer. So when I get the script and I read it, there's rarely is there a question about expression.
But you don't find yourself over like physicality, like you don't fall
I've
into the
had to catch myself just from habitry of like, it's hard to go from this to this, where you're getting your mind-mouth connection to your mind-hand connection. That's a real difficult neurological shift. So I found myself having to keep myself from that, or getting like, every now and then I'll be signing, I'll find myself going, mouth tension because my mouth really wants to do it. But other than that, it hasn't been too difficult.
I've been a fan since I've been watching.
Thanks.
So my big thought when I saw that you were playing back Black Bolt, that the two characters in my head are very, very different. So I guess what was your process to try to come up with where this character starts and where you want the character to go? That kind of thing.
That's a great question because establishing a character in a TV show is unlike establishing a character in any other medium, because you have to be really careful about footprints you're laying down, because you got to take this sucker for 6 to 7 years, and if you lay down the wrong footprint, you're going to be stuck in Cliff Clavin and believe me, Cliff Clavin is an amazing character, but that was a strong footprint. I think that what I try to do is I try to analyze from the storyline. I try to figure out what's the external story arc, and usually the protagonist, if it's well written and Scott's a good writer, there will be an internal arc that matches the external arc. So, for instance, Hell on Wheels is about the construction of the Transcontinental Railroad, which is a binding event of pulling a nation back together after a brutal war. It strangely also looks like a suture. And you've got a man who is broken, who comes from that war and needs to heal, and even he doesn't realize it. So I look for those big ideas, and I haven't identified that for Black Bolt, and I don't know where it's going to go yet, and I'm trying not to determine that.
You seem to have something going on with Maximus. What's the feeling about him as opposed to Black Bolt? And for you, are you aware, or how do you feel about that?
Something going on?
Yeah.
So we were friends growing up. So Maximus and I were friends growing up. He mentions that in school and kind of throws it back in the face. It was like we were
But something more than like maybe
never.
Like an attraction.
I think what we've heard is that there may have been something on his side that he would have liked to have explored. I didn't. I chose this guy. This was my man. I like the strong silent type apparently. And so there was, for Maximus, that's sort of like the second salt in the wound of that he thought that this woman was going to, that they were going to be together, and not only did I not choose him, but I went with his brother, who is now the king. So you'll see that sort of play out throughout the season. There's a little, you can see that little bit of pain that's there, and also the strength that's in her to make sure that he never crosses that line. And obviously you see that the moment he does, her hair whips into action, sets him straight, and then it continues on.
Thank you guys. I'm so sorry. Time is up.